Hello, my name is Susan Jung, and for this educational infomercial, I'll be discussing the top 10 leading causes of death in the United States. Some objectives that I'll go over today are the top 2 of the 10 leading causes of death according to the CDC, top 2 leading causes of death in 18 to 24-year-olds, descriptions of the causes of death, incidence and prevalence data, and the demographic distribution. The first of the top 2 leading causes of death in the United States is heart disease, and the second is cancer. Some may ask, what is heart disease? Heart disease is a heart condition that includes diseased vessels, structural problems, and blood clots. The most common types of heart disease can include coronary artery disease, which lead to heart attacks. Heart disease can also lead to high blood pressure, cardiac arrest, congestive heart failure, arrhythmia, stroke, and heart valve problems. Heart disease kills around 600,000 people each year. This is a map of a demographic distribution of the heart disease death rates in white Americans ages 35 and above. As you can see, heart disease among white Americans are fairly spread out but affects more people towards the south, east, and east coast. Comparing the previous map of the death rates of white Americans to black Americans are more affected near the south, around Louisiana, and also in California, but fairly similar to white American results. The distribution of death rates in Hispanics, however, are very different. It's mostly towards the west coast, falling all the way down to Texas, heavily impacting the mortality rate. The second top leading cause of death in the United States is cancer. What is cancer? Cancer is a disease caused by an uncontrolled division of abnormal cells in the part of the body. Cancer can be caused by a variety of reasons. One reason one might experience cancer is because it could be genetically inherited by our parents. It could also be the result from an error that occurs in our cells as they divide, or because of outside factors such as chemicals in cigarette smoke or ultraviolet rays from the sun. There are over 100 types of cancers, but most common type of cancers that are frequently found in the United States are breast, prostate, lung, colon, melanomas of the skin, bladder, lymphoma, kidney, and thyroid. More than 1,600 people die from cancer every day, averaging close to 600,000 each year. This chart shows the demographics of the top cancers that affect both male and female of all races in the United States. This next chart shows the incident rates of new cases by age group. As you can see, cancer affects ages 65 to 74 the most, and the median age for a diagnosis is 65. Looking at the next chart, it seems as though Black American men are most susceptible to being affected by cancer, and Asian Pacific Islander women have the least. Comparing new cases of cancer to the percentages of death rates, the death rates have shifted over to 75 to 84 for being the highest, and the median age for death from cancer has raised to 72. Lastly, comparing new cases of cancer to death rates, the results have not changed. Black American men are still at the highest risk for deaths by any cancer, and Asian Pacific Islander females the lowest. Next, we are going to be moving on to the 2 top leading causes of death in 18 to 24-year-olds in the United States. The first leading cause of death is unintentional injury, and the second is suicide. What is unintentional injury? Unintentional injury are basically accidents and lead up to 130,000 deaths per year, causing it to rank number 4 of the top 10 leading causes of death in all age groups. Also, in the United States, out of the population of over 30 million persons, there has been 10,363 deaths alone in the age group of 18 to 24-year-olds. These are the top 10 unintentional injuries of this age group. As you can see here on this chart, people that are mixed race have the highest rates of unintentional injury deaths, followed by Pacific Islanders and Hispanics under the age of 25. Looking at this next chart, the crude rate for unintentional injury is fairly low compared to the elderly. The results in 2010 were 17.5 compared to 23.1 in 2000. The second leading cause of death in 18 to 24-year-olds is suicide. Suicide is the act of taking one's own life on purpose. According to the CDC, There were 41,149 suicides in 2013. There is one suicide every 13 minutes. An estimated 9.3 million adults have reported having suicidal thoughts in the past year. And males take their own lives nearly 4 times the rate of females and represent 77.9% of all suicides. This graph shows the demographics of suicide rates of young adults by race in the United States. As you can see, the suicide rate among American Indian and Alaska Native adolescents is 1.5 times higher than the national average for that age group. Even though suicide is the second top leading cause of death in ages 18 to 24, adolescents consistently have lower suicide rates compared to middle-aged and older adults. The crude rate is only 11.6 compared to 19.3 among the elderly. Depression and suicide is not a subject to be taken lightly. If you or anyone you know have had thoughts about suicide, please call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They are available to help 24/7. And that concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching.